You would think things would be a little bit more solid leading up to this vote, but everything is still a mess because nobody is loyal to anybody for real. Every time I think there might be some sort of solid alliance in this game, something ends up happening and everybody just starts falling apart. Now, before I catch y'all up to what's going on, of course I'm going to ask if you would please hit that subscribe button below if you have not already. I know I say this all the time, but if you are someone who only relies on the TV show for your Big Brother coverage, then you are really missing out. The live feeds are the show. It's where all the drama and action is because sometimes the TV edit just doesn't get it right. So if you would like a deeper dive into what goes on this show, make sure you're subscribed and let's get started. So when we last left off, Will, Kelley, and Adrian were all stuck on the block, leading the house to now scramble and run scenarios on who to vote out. Now, in my last video, I talked about how the house was pretty much split between if they wanted Adrian or Ashley to go on the block. And for this vote specifically, these two sides pretty much still exist, but don't get it twisted because there's really no allyship or loyalty anywhere in here. I will say that Kelley seems to be in the most trouble no matter who she sits next to. There is just nobody really standing behind Kelley like that, but make no mistake because that is completely her fault. She has been volunteering for the block and just stirring up shit with no actual strategy behind it. Plus, she's not really even campaigning for herself at all, so that's that. Really, the only interesting scenario here is if the vote comes down between Adrian and Will, because in that case, it could get very, very close. The pro-Adrian people have a decent amount of numbers, but I think the big issue here is that there's no real leader or glue or anything like that that's holding this side together. The loudest advocate they have is literally Keanu, and Keanu is so out of the loop that he has no idea where the numbers actually are for real. There is an entire saga about Keanu's game that I'll get to later on in this video, but for now, just know that there is a push to keep Adrian in the game, but it's not completely there yet. I think Adrian's biggest issue is that he doesn't have the majority, and so he would need Lauren to be the tie-breaking vote. And we already know that Lauren is like scared shitless of that other side, so if she was too scared to put Ashley on the block, then what makes you think she's going to have the courage to stand up in front of everybody and vote out Will?
Because especially if it does come down to a tie, and you do break the tie and you keep Adrian and evict Will, that's the exact same damage that would have been done if you put Ashley up that you just avoided.
Exactly.
Because that same exact group of people that were saying they'll keep you safe until jury or whatever will immediately be pissed and say, you didn't just put somebody up, you evicted a number.
So Lauren is going to start off by saying that keeping Adrian is what's best for her game. But throughout the day, Adrian is going to kind of pressure her to give him information about who wanted him on the block, which I totally understand. But he's also just like pressuring Lauren to be this tie-breaking vote too, which I also understand. It's just making her feel kind of uncomfortable. It's getting to the point where Lauren's mind is starting to change so much that now it's looking like she'd actually prefer Adrian to leave a little bit, which is wild.
It could definitely go into a tie. But that's a tie I really don't want to break, like really, really badly. Although I feel so bad because Will was 120% my bond going into this week, and that's what I told him.
So, like I said, Kelley seems to be in the most danger leading into this vote, followed by Adrian, and then followed by Will. But people are still very much campaigning in the house even now as I record this video, so there is still time for things to change before Thursday. So that is our main storyline going on in the house right now, but there's a few other things that I would like to talk about too. Even though this alliance doesn't really make any sense at all whatsoever, the Heavyhitters is apparently still alive and kicking. They ended up kicking out Rylie during week 2, and they've been pretty quiet ever since, but now it seems like Jimmy wants to revitalize it. He secretly told Mickey about this alliance last week, so now he is pretending to pitch it to her for the first time in order to bring her into the group to replace Rylie.
Yeah, I've already made it well known that I want to work with all of you guys.
Yeah.
Especially you two.
That's how we think.
And Morgan, so I think that'd be perfect.
I know we've had good game relationship, but I just want to be in something that's like solid and finalized.
And I agree. I feel like even though we haven't been aligned, But I do think all of our decisions have been aligned thus far.
Right.
So I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
What makes this so awkward is that a lot of these people really don't like each other, and they really have no reason to be working together for real. Mickey is very much targeting Zach, who is targeting her right back. Rachel does not trust Vince at all. As a matter of fact, he's probably her number one target. And I don't think anybody even trusts Jimmy anymore, for being honest. It is really all a mess. And on top of that, everyone is on completely different pages on who they want to send home this week. There is just no natural trust here at all. So I'm not sure how this thing is going to end up working. But you know what? Best of luck to all parties involved.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Ready?
Okay.
Heavyhitters. Love it.
Okay, now we're going.
Yeah.
So great.
I also talked in my last video about how Mickey and Morgan's friendship is on the decline, and that is still sadly true. I mean, they're still working closely together for the most part, but you can tell that they're slowly growing further apart. And to be fair, Morgan, you know, she does have her hand in other baskets, and Mickey did peep that. But Mickey's main issue is that she was venting all of this to Adrian, of all people, and Adrian just started running it around the house, so now a lot of people know about it. Now, Ashley is going to play a huge part in all of this anti-Morgan stuff too, because she's just really not liked Morgan at all since the beginning of the game, even when Morgan was doing a lot to stick her neck out for her.
I love her, but it's just, I don't know, it just seems like so much strategy. I don't love her anymore, I'm sorry. I don't not like her, but she's towards the bottom of my list now. She just is so overly dominant. It rubs me the wrong way. Like, I'm not trying to be a bitch, but it's like, girl, I would never let anyone talk to me that in my real life.
So yeah, even though they're supposed to all be on the same side, everything is not chill here, and the girlies are definitely fighting. In other news, believe it or not, y'all would really be missing out if I did not update you on Keanu's game. See, Keanu has been trying really, really hard to be good at Big Brother, and I do want to give him credit for trying. It's just that Keanu literally, genuinely thinks that he is like the mastermind of the house and that he is running this entire game. And yes, I am so serious about that. He's been trying the past few days to work on his relationship with Rachel, but that's just been a complete disaster because he legitimately thinks that he is like in the best position of the game and that he has all the connections and that Rachel is just some poor little floater floating around. Like, he's honestly the most delusional house guest I've ever seen on the feeds.
And I feel like Lauren is in the same position you are, just kind of clinging to whoever's currently has the numbers. That's how I feel the state of the house is. You may have a different perception of it. That's what it looks like to me.
And Rachel is really trying with Keanu. She's trying to throw him a life vest. She is telling him that Vince is really playing all sides of the house and that Keanu can't trust Vince for real. But of course, Keanu just thinks she's clueless, and so he's just gonna double down and insist that Vince is like his best friend.
Like, I promise you, they've been saying that since week 1. So you're going to have to comp beast your way out of this, or start forming some relationships that are meaningful with people that trust you. But I don't know at this point where you think that you have the standing, because it's not with Vinny. You think you do. It's not with him.
Not only that, but Keanu is now fully convinced that he has successfully pulled Rachel over to his side and that he can now get her to do whatever he wants in the game. How he was able to read that from that conversation, I have no idea. He also thinks that Jimmy is fully on his side too, and he's trying to make this alliance thing with both of them. I don't know. I have no words. The drama is still not over for Keanu though, because now Mickey has something that she wants to say. Now, even though nobody trusts Keanu in the game, him and Mickey have at least been somewhat cool on a personal level. But a few days ago, Keanu accused Morgan and Mickey of cooking for everybody as a strategy. And of course, Mickey did not like that.
Someone came to me directly and said, you just went to them and told them that me and Morgan are trying to cook our way to the top. And I'm not going to say who.
I did not say those words exactly. What I just told you right now is exactly what I said. So if it got to you, the only person that I've told that to is Will. So obviously he told somebody else and they told you their interpretation of it, because I'm telling you exactly what I told him, and you can confirm it with him.
I don't want to do that. I don't like drama.
They argue back and forth for a while, with Keanu just swearing up and down that he's never wanted Mickey out the game, which everybody knows isn't true. Keanu has literally told so many people that Mickey and Morgan are his two targets, so he is just continuing to sink his social game with this one. If there is any silver lining here, and this is a reach, but it could possibly get to the point where Keanu's game is just so bad that it's not even worth targeting him anymore. So there's that. So that is pretty much all I have for today. Of course, I want to know, what do you think of this week 3 as a whole? Also, since we've now gotten the time to know everybody a little bit more, I want to know, who are your favorite players? Who do you think is doing a really good job? Who is standing out to you? Let me know in the comments below. I am just so over this week. I'm ready for a new HOH. I'm ready for things to start making at least some sort of sense again. It's just been a mess over there, but at least it's been a lot of fun to watch. I'll give it that. Of course, I'll be back here Friday morning to update you all with who won the HOH and their new plans for the week. But until then, bye.